Good evening, 12s, and welcome to the Seahawks 360 podcast. I'm Candace Hagens, and today I am joined by a special guest, friend of the show, Joe Stevens. Joe, what's happening? How are you doing? Welcome on,
I'm
man.
looking around, seeing who the special guest is, but this is just me. I'm a regular guest on this show. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. It's been a minute, but we haven't really got the chance to talk. I think probably since preseason, if that, man. So
Yeah, since at least somewhere around then.
yeah,
It's been a
it's been
while.
a while. So really curious about your take on the team and sort of your takeaways. See y'all coming off a bye week, getting ready for the Commanders game on Sunday Night Football. But yeah, man, what were your expectations and how are they meeting them?
I'll tell you what. So I had to rewatch the highlights of the Texans game before I came on here because I was like, shoot, that was so long ago. And I said on my last show, not afraid to say it because I don't usually do this anymore at the games. I drank too much at the Texans game. I like afterwards. I'm like, what happened? Obviously, I remember a lot, but um, one thing that I pointed out yesterday on a show that I was talking about because we were kind of reflecting on the season so far,
Yeah,
and one thing I noticed different about this year's team compared to last year's team is really I'd like the two losses that we've had against good opponents have been very winnable games compared to
yeah,
last year. Even where we left off, it was against the Rams and Packers. The Bills one stands out. We got our doors blown off last year. So I think even the losses are pretty, I mean, more respectable than last year. I feel like the NFL is really wide open this year, and the Seahawks are right there with everybody else.
right. Yeah, exactly. I think I saw this comment. I was watching, I don't know, one of these Seahawks shows, podcasts
Mhm.
or whatever, and somebody commented and they were like, in the past it's been the wins that have been fluky and the losses that have been, blowouts, and now it's been the losses that are fluky, like one play here, one play there, and the wins are like, I mean, there's no wins that I'm like, they got away with that one. You know what I mean? Like the wins they confidently should have won, even if they did play around with their food
I was
sometimes.
gonna say it's kind of the opposite.
Yeah, it is.
The wins are like the Cardinals game stands out a lot. The Texans game, I'm not gonna lie. After the first quarter, I, I wasn't really worried about it. If that makes sense,
Yeah,
even with the Darnold fumble in the end zone, and even with their late touchdown, there was just never a point in that game where I was like crapping my pants about anything. Um, the Cardinals game, on the other hand, that one, I'm like, we should have just stepped on the throttle, and really finished them off, but we let them hang around. Jason Myers misses a field goal. I'm not sure if it's the even or odd years or whatever. You always talk
it's the
about that.
odd years that are bad.
Okay, yeah,
It's not his best
yeah.
year this year.
So, but, but yeah, it's been nice because we are obviously a dominant football team. Even during those wins that's on the scoreboard look close, don't really feel that way when you're watching it. Sorry to cut you off. I
No,
just
no, no. You're good. You are good. Yeah, the Cardinals game. So I see that Cardinals game differently. Honestly, like they really did dominate that game. They kind of took the souls out of Kyler Murray,
uh-huh.
Marvin Harrison Jr. He couldn't make a catch. Like the offense was completely shut down. They really, I mean, for most of that game, in fact, through four quarters, they dominated that game. And then in that fourth quarter, you could tell like they just sort of took their foot off the gas. They were like, "All right, we got this game." And then the
They let
Cardinals
him
kind of
tie
came
it
back
though.
in. Yeah,
It was too close for comfort.
I wouldn't that worried. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, the only thing that had me a little worried was Rick Woolen, um, because he screwed us over on that 49ers win. I mean, loss, which should have been a 49ers win. But
Yeah.
um, other than that, I felt pretty good. I was just like, please don't target Reek. Please don't target Reek. He got a couple holding penalties that pissed me off, but ultimately, I think I felt pretty good. Like I think I was more nervous about I felt like the Jaguars game was more of a game where they really kind of let them hang around than the Cardinals where they dominated. They really did dominate for four
See,
full
I
quarters.
feel completely the opposite. I'm watching
Really?
I was not worried about the Cardinals. I think or I was not worried about the Jaguars, sorry. I felt like we kind of dominated that game, and just watching it from afar, I can't pull any stats up right now. I think that was what 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll pull it up.
yeah, watching that one, I never, I never did get nervous. I felt like we were the dominant football team. And then during the Cardinals game, I think the reason I got so scared is because they tied it, right? And then it's like, oh shit, we're going into overtime.
That's fair.
Oh, they're taking advantage of 27 out there, right? The Jaguars game,
They didn't go
I
into
never
overtime.
felt that threatened because even when Lawrence made good passes, the receivers couldn't catch the ball.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
bad.
I mean, is it Thomas? Brian
Yeah,
Thomas Jr.
PPR.
I get
Yep.
he's a good receiver, but you got to be able to catch the ball to play receiver, and he was not doing that against us. Um, I'm just thinking about it more and more now because it's been a while. It's been a long 7 games.
Yes, it has. It really has. And the bye week doesn't help because
Mm,
you're not really doing
vacation.
anything with the team. Yeah, you're not really doing anything with the team, so everything is sort of fresh. But I'm pretty pleased with where the team is. I know I had average expectations for the offense going into this season. Like I didn't expect them to be that good, but I also didn't think they'd be bad. Right, there were a lot of people talking about how bad they thought the offense would be. But this offense has surpassed my wildest expectations. Like JSN, I had some
In a
concerns.
different way than we assumed that it would
Yeah,
happen. I
yeah,
think we were just talking about that the other day.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, yeah. JSN, I will admit, I'll raise my hand. Like I was one of the people I was like, can he really be like a number one, like a true number one? Like he's kind of a slot guy.
Yeah,
I
I think
mean,
most
yes,
of us thought that.
yeah, like, and he did really well when DK went out last season. No question about that. But I was
Mhm.
still like, teams have tape on that now, and now they know how to like attack him. And he's like the best wide receiver in football.
Yeah, and it seems like he's never covered.
No.
He doesn't have the physical attributes of DK Metcalf, and I think that's what we went wrong as fans.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Seahawks knew what they were looking at.
Right.
We look at DK Metcalf and we think, "Oh my god, this guy's going to be a monster." You just look at him, right? And then you look at JSN, and it's not like he's Tyler Lockett out there. He's not 5'10", but I mean, he's kind of just an average size receiver. But boy, he can catch, and boy, he can run routes. And Darnold's been doing a hell of a job just dropping it in, basically right into his hands a lot of the time.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, and I think I talked about this a little bit last time. Is that DK and Tyler? I think they were kind of holding JSN back. I really do.
It's
From what
obvious.
we've seen so far this season.
It's obvious. I could just
Yeah.
say they weren't. They didn't. Yeah,
Hmm.
completely agree. I mean, I think it's a good trajectory, right? Like have the years of kind of getting better gradually. I almost feel like it's almost equivalent of a quarterback who sits,
Hmm.
for a year, right? Like that time to like learn behind the vets and all that stuff. I think all of that came into play. Like I'm not sure if he was the number one guy off the top that we'd be seeing him be this good, but I do think that he lost plenty of reps to guys who, especially Tyler Lockett last year, who
Hmm.
probably they were in the way ultimately.
I'm so happy we didn't sign Lockett.
Yes.
I People were going. I called it right off the bat. As soon as I saw that, I thought Raiders. I
Yeah.
wasn't really thinking Seahawks. Well, with the injury report this week, I'm sure we'll get to it. Maybe we should have been thinking Tyler Lockett for at least 1 week, but just a warm body out there that can walk. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I'm happy we didn't sign him. I'm happy he was with the Raiders. Fine, I root for him, but they're bad. So
Really bad. Now I will say that's something I didn't expect. Like as someone who actively wanted Pete Carroll to go, I was happy when he got a job. I'm like, cool. Good for Pete. Glad he can do it. Not on my team, but like glad he can do it somewhere else. And the same thing with Gino. I didn't
mhm.
think Gino would be like I was wrong. I didn't think he would be this bad. I thought he's playing in the dome, which is normally his thing, right? Like normally he like those are his
Not
best
this
games.
time.
Yeah.
Not
Not this dome. No.
Maybe he
And
plays good in domes with artificial turf. Maybe that's the thing because they have natural grass. Maybe that's his thing. I don't know.
it's
He
gotta
looks
be something.
bad. I mean, I've tried watching the Raiders, and I've been like, holy shit! Every time I watch him, I, I haven't watched him a ton, but there was one game. It must have been a primetime game, or we were playing on the road or something. And the very first pass that Geno Smith threw was right to the defense, and I'm like, oh great. And then I think he threw two more that game, and it's
Yeah, I think
like,
that was the Bears game. Yep.
this isn't what we were used to seeing here. I mean, he was mediocre here.
Yeah.
I'll admit it. I liked him. You didn't, but
I
I
loved
think
him.
as a person, not as our quarterback this year, right?
No, I wanted Geno actually. I don't
Oh,
think we got to
no.
talk about it. No, I was Team Geno. In fact, I was actively down on the switch from Darnold to Geno. I was wrong. I got to be honest, but no, I pretty much been a Geno. I've been a Geno apologist, frankly. I mean, I thought he made do with a crap O line and a crap offensive coordinator and a crap,
we
everything
need
around
to
him last
we
year.
need to talk more because I totally forgot. I remember you wanted Pete gone for sure, so I was just
Yeah,
assuming you wanted Gino gone too. That's my
yep.
bad. All right,
No,
I can't
I
judge a
was Team
book by
Geno. I
its
was
cover.
Team Geno. I was like to the end, really. Like I thought I was Team Geno when he left. I'm like, cool. Raiders just got better. Yikes.
I think they did. Maybe I don't think Chip Kelly helps at all.
No,
This is a different conversation, but
no.
yeah, I when he left, I think we talked after that, obviously, and I just thought it was a lateral move. Um, but I think looking at how they are now, Darnold played at a top tier level this year, and Gino's been hot garbage. So a lot of that has to do with he doesn't have. Well, I mean, he holds onto the ball way too long, and thankfully, Darnold has crazy anticipation that I didn't think he'd have. And we need that with number 75 at right guard. I think the rest of the offensive line isn't terrible. I think Cross is doing pretty decent, except last game he went up against Will Anderson, and we saw him give up a couple plays.
Yeah.
But 75, boy, he looks like he's just getting blown back every play. It doesn't matter, run, pass, he doesn't. It's like he's playing on his heels the entire time.
I don't get Bradford. I really don't because he's supposed to be like the people mover. But like he
No.
doesn't move. He doesn't move people, and then he also doesn't pass protect. In fact, he's been better in pass protection than run blocking this year, which is wild to me, but frustrating also equally. Yeah,
Well, I said this all year. What does this say about Christian Haynes, right? Because if Christian Haynes can't beat this guy out, and I don't hate Anthony Bradford, right? I don't know him, but he hasn't looked very good at all this year. And I realize Christian Haynes has come back from an injury, but I mean, if he couldn't beat that guy out, who do we really have in Christian Haynes? I don't think it's really much.
no, he's a
So
bust. I think it's official to say he's a bust because they gave him every opportunity to win that job too. Like starting out in training camp, he got all the one reps. Can you still hear me?
now I can't. Now
Oh, my internet's crap up here, man. I'm upstairs. I might.
I can't see you, but I can definitely hear you.
All right.
So
Anyway, I might let you talk for a minute and hop off, hop back on. Last time that seemed to work. My internet really is crap lately,
that's
but
fine.
anyway.
I was dealing with the same thing yesterday on my end, so don't stress about it.
Cool. All right. Well, but anyway, I think that with all the opportunities they gave Christian Haynes for him not to be able to take that job, still to your point, like he's really bad. They wanted him to start.
He
They
must
wanted
be.
his athleticism.
Yeah, he must be. But he must be really bad. Obviously, we can't see him, right? But if he can't beat that out, then that's a problem.
And he looked bad last year. Like they did give him reps
Yep.
last year, and he looked rough. Honestly, like Anthony Bradford kind of looked better. So, but yeah, man, to go back to Sam Darnold, the Geno thing, I think I couldn't have been more wrong. Now, I'm still holding my breath a little bit on Sam Darnold. I'm
Oh,
not
me too.
not huge on him, but he's far surpassed my expectations. So I'm happy with what we've done. I think ultimately it would have been better than Geno. I was wrong about that. No matter what happens, it was
Yeah.
better than keeping Geno. But yeah, I think you're right. Sam's been getting that ball out fast, faster than ever. He's been keeping the turnover worthy plays down, minus the Texans game.
Yeah.
A little bit of flashbacks there, but overall, man, he's been playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, and I don't want him to have to play like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And I've talked about this a lot. I think JSN is making him kind of look like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But we need to get the run game going a little bit, and we did against Houston a tiny bit, but it's just still not where I think them or us wanted it to be. Oh, I think I lost her. Sorry, but yeah, my bad. Let's see here. You
Back,
back?
back.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, no, I was saying Sam looked great, but has looked good. But I think we still need to get the run game going more than it's been.
Big time. Yeah, you know, it's an interesting puzzle
Mhm.
because I kind of like the position that they're in. Honestly, like the position that they're in is they're facing all these stacked boxes because of the personnel they're running. They're running a lot of tight ends, 12 personnel, which is pretty cool. That it's gotten this much respect in the run game, even though it hasn't been effective. But I just feel like at some point somebody's going to have to start bracketing and doubling JSN, right? Like it's only a matter of time. And I feel like when that happens, I think the running game will get going. Right now, there's just too many guys in the box for them to truly be effective. And the running back splits is
They've tried covering him. They've tried a little bit more creative defense has had, and you see that when Sam has enough time, JSN will eventually get open. I think that's another thing with those long crossers, like we saw San Francisco do to us year after year after year, and that's kind of how they're using JSN because I think they're trying to blanket him, and then it's hard to blanket a guy when he's going 50 yards across the field, right? Because a lot of them come off that. A lot of them are kind of teardrop throws over their head. But yeah, maybe they put a safety over the top of just him, but then hopefully they'll get Cooper Cup going too a little bit,
it would.
and Horton a little more. So I don't know. It's kind of been a one man show with the receiving core this year, and I
Yes,
don't love that. But
I agree.
yeah, he's been doing a hell of a job though. So
It's hard to complain when he's doing so great, but you feel like it almost reminds me of I don't remember what season that's 2020 where Russ and DK were like kill. I mean, they're the
mhm.
offense
The
they were like
first
the
half
number
of
one offense.
2020.
Yeah, like the first half. I fear that it'll like trail off. Kind of like
Mhm.
it was about week 8, 9 that things really sort of came apart for that offense. I worry a little bit about the same thing with JSN.
That was a little different though. I mean, they were literally just running DK straight down the field, and then eventually they're like, "Hey, if we just run two high safeties here, it's kind of hard for them to throw it just right over the top of us." And then Pete put his hand in things and kind of, pulled the reins back a little bit. It was very dysfunctional, you know. Russ, that I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2020 was like his career high in interceptions too, because that's when he
Yes.
really wanted to cook.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
and I don't see Sam as that guy. I see Sam Darnold as, you know, let's win the game by any means necessary. I feel like there's not a lot of egos on this team yet. I think there's going to be in the future, because we got a lot of good young talent right now, and there might be some egos in the future.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Oh, let's see. What's up? No
What's up,
border sports.
Ryan?
What's up? Good to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you. He just
All right.
texted me.
All right. Seahawks need to pass out a jumbo with the defense, but yeah, I think that's what they're doing. I mean, honestly, the Seahawks have been max protecting quite a bit. I think that's why the pass protection has looked better. You have to max protect when you got Anthony Bradford on your team.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem.
Yeah. But I think they're the number one play action team. They're the number one most. I think they've got the most explosives right now. Sam Darnold's averaging about 10.9 yards per target, which is insane. When he's attempting a throw, it's basically averaging a first down. So it's crazy. But I mean, it's working. But I just feel like at some point defenses will adjust a little bit, and maybe
Yeah.
we'll see Cooper Cup, like you said, get going.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean,
And he
Horton.
has he has a little bit more. Cup's been a little more involved over the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
I have I thought I had the Texans game up here. I had the stats up. Sorry.
No, you pull that up. I was gonna say, I feel like Horton had some chances.
Oh,
Horton and
so Cup.
Arroyo had chances in the Texans game. They just
Well,
couldn't get
Horton.
it.
I remember one play that was just barely overthrown to Horton at the end of the game. He had no catches.
No.
I guess Bobo had a catch, but Cup only had one, but it went for 32. That's probably why I'm thinking that. But yeah, I mean the bulk of the targets. We'll just go JSN, and then I'll say everybody else. So JSN, 14 targets, 8 receptions. And then everybody else, I'm not even going to mention their names, but 5 targets, 1 target, 3 targets, 2 targets, 1 target, 3 targets.
Yeah.
I mean, so it has been
Okay.
him. So, yeah, it was nice to see, other than that fumble that Arroyo had, it was nice to see him kind of get involved
Yeah.
quite a bit against the Texans, too. So,
I think he had one other ball I remember that he should have probably caught that he didn't catch. So hopefully those guys can rise up. I know the Texas defense is really good, so it could have just been like those guys couldn't. I mean, they're young, like they're rookies, so it was just tough for them to face that kind of a physical defense. So it could have just been that. But
yeah, 12 points a game they were allowing before we played them, and we scored 27.
right,
I still think our defense is a little bit better. If you want to get over to that side of the ball, I think our defensive line, especially, subtract the Buccaneers game from that statement. The defensive line is getting after it. And we talked a little bit before about the Cardinals game in week 1 and a few games. Um, Not the biggest Woolen guy, but I don't want to trade him anymore. I don't. I don't think the Seahawks want to trade him either. So
yeah,
we're
I'm
not
with
going to pay him. We're not going to pay him at the end of the year. But I don't want to. I don't want to see who is it, Jeremiah Pritchett
you.
instead of
Yeah.
him.
Oh dear God, you said
I
the name.
mean,
It gave me trauma. Every
yeah.
time I see that guy, he's getting cooked. Every time I see him, he's
I
giving up a
mean,
touchdown.
I can't hate on him too much. I did meet his mom in the pro shop this year because I was like, "Who the hell's wearing a Jeremiah Pritchett jersey?" And I was like, "Hey, nice jersey." And she's like, "Oh, that's my boy." I'm like, "Thanks," or I'm like, "Good job." I met Gray Zabel's dad at the game too.
Oh, how's that?
Well, I was taking a piss, and he was like, "Hey, nice jersey." I'm like, "Thanks, man." He's like, "That's my son." And I was like, "Congratulations." I didn't know what to say. Congrats.
Congratulations. That's pretty good. That's not bad.
But yeah, no, not a big. I like Job. I like Job a lot more than I thought I was going to going into the season.
Me too.
It'll be nice to get Witherspoon back. It doesn't sound like Love's going to be back, so that's rough. But Eamon Wari Bryant and somehow Ty Okada, the great white hope back there, making plays.
The guy doesn't go away. Like it's like always around. Like
And
but I can see why they actually.
yeah, it's insane that if you would have told me in the preseason, hey, listen, Ty Okada is going to play most of the games of safety, I'd be like, we're screwed. He's been holding his own,
Yeah.
and I don't hate it. You know, he's not Julian Love, but he's not Jamal Adams back there. So
It's funny that he's playing linebacker now, by the way.
yeah, he still can't tackle. Obviously, look at them there. You have to tackle to play linebacker. Never mind. We'll talk later about this. Or
but yeah, man, I the defense is incredible.
something.
Especially like you said that they've been missing guys. I mean, Ty Okada, even Drake Thomas.
Yeah.
Surprise of the season for me.
Yeah, so I was actually looking before I came on here because I didn't want to look like a total idiot. I just typed in Tyrese Knight injury, and he's not hurt.
Nope.
Yeah, I guess he's playing special teams now, which is
Yes.
fine. Which is fine for me because you know what it tells me? They know when to make the switch, and I don't think Mike McDonald is afraid to make the switch, as we saw last year with the 2 linebackers, Baker and Dodson.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, Drake Thomas has been playing good. Ernest Jones has been playing good. The whole D line, most of the secondary. I mean, this is a top flight defense that we have right now, and it's nice to see. With the Legion of Boom, it was personnel. It was go out there, run cover 1, cover 3 every down, and we're going to show you how we look and try to beat us. And they were really good at it.
Right.
This defense is scheme. This defense is plug a player in that's between the ears good, and as long as he can figure out our scheme, we'll be good. So
Yeah, I mean, because he can put seemingly anyone, including Ty Okada, in a good spot. I mean, guys like Drake Thomas was an undrafted free
mhm.
agent. Like for him to be a starting linebacker now and looking good doing it, honestly. Like
Yeah.
I mean, the first game against the Bucks, it was rough. It was rough. It was rough for
I
everybody.
haven't even rewatched that game against the Bucks, so
You,
that's fine.
you just burn the tape. That's what you do. You burn the tape.
I'll
But
watch our
no,
offense. Our offense wasn't bad. I'll just turn on offense only.
yeah, pretty much. That's all you had to do because yeah, defense was rough that game. But ever since then, like you could tell it's Mike McDonald because like he made adjustments to his personnel. Like you said, it's the scheme, right? And it's things like, I mean, CJ Stroud looked like he was in hell back there. I mean, the D
Oh,
line was coming at him constantly and
dude,
double. Go ahead. I'm
that
sorry.
first sack that we had in the first quarter, yeah, it was the first sack in the stadium. I thought, I don't think that was a safety. I watched it on afterwards on my phone. I'm like, that was a safety,
Absolutely.
but it was 4th and 31, so can't complain about that. He never got his feet behind him. I think we only sacked him 3 times, but we were in his face all game, and that's what we need.
Leonard Williams was just in his lap. I know he had like nightmares of just
hmm
big
And
catches.
Mafe not just rushing the passer. Mafe backed into coverage like twice and had 2 batted balls, and I think one of them should have been a pick.
Yep. Nwosu had a sack, I think. Yeah, they absolutely.
That was the big sack that Nwosu had.
Yeah.
Now the one I still haven't rewatched was the one that I thought should have been a safety, and then they called it a touchback. That was
Yeah, the
not.
fumble.
Yeah, I haven't rewatched that. So
It goes a little something like this. It goes basically like the Cardinals. You know how the Cardinals lost the Titans game because they like had this weird fumble and then a fumble in the end zone and Tyler
yeah,
Lockett caught. It's basically the same thing is what happened to the Seahawks. So that one I
I
kind
don't
of
think
got
Okada
a little
had.
bit.
I think Okada or Drake Thomas, one of them, they said had possession before he fumbled it. I don't think he had possession.
Yeah, Ernest Jones, I think it was,
Oh, is
and
that who it was?
yeah, and then I think maybe it was Ty Okada. One of the other guys that you named, they were one of the ones that like they caught it after the initial after like Ernest Jones fumbled it. It was a mess. I kind of got why they took that one back. I definitely think that was a safety though, like 100% most of.
Okay.
Yeah, but the goal line stands. I think
hmm
watching them in that Texans game, being backed up, you know, Texans going for it on third down, fourth and goal, third and goal, just back to back times that the offense put the defense in a bad position. Defense will come out, and I'm like, oh, they're
hmm
probably about to give up some points because they just got off the field. The offense turned the ball over, and they just had a relentless, relent. They were relentless, basically. um, the it was magic almost, like watching them
Yeah, they
fight
had two
through it.
4th-and-1 stops,
Yeah,
but
it's
like
insane.
back to back drives at like
Right.
midfield. So
It was insane. It was. It's like it reminded me. Mike McDonald talks about defending every blade of grass.
yeah, that is what they were doing.
Yes, literally, that's what they were doing. Like they couldn't get a single blade of grass. I think it's probably one of the better defensive performances I've watched since the LOB. Honestly,
Yeah, well, their two running backs, uh, Nick Chubb and Woody Marks. We'll take CJ Stroud out because those are scrambles, but average 3.2 and 1.5 yards a carry.
yep.
And yeah, I mean, they just could not run the ball against us, and we made them one dimensional. And then, except a tight end. Let's see what Schultz had that game. Yeah, Schultz, 9 catches for 98 yards. So one thing hasn't changed since Pete Carroll left. We still can't cover tight end, but that's okay.
I think they chose to leave him open. I think they were like, yeah,
Probably.
you can get the ball. It was a choice. Like every time I remember at the Texans game, every time I watched Schultz get the ball, he was just wide open. Like
Mhm.
they never bothered to cover him. They just decided that the wide receiver core is not going to get us. We care more about Nico Collins. We care more about these guys. And
Did Nico play? Did Nico
yeah,
Collins even play? He
um,
did. Who's their receiver that was out?
oh, why am I blanking? Tank, is that Tank Dell?
Yeah, probably. For some
Yeah,
reason, I thought Nico Collins didn't play, but yeah, he had 4 catches for 27 yards.
he was just blanketed.
Yeah, I was just assuming he wasn't.
Rick had him in handcuffs.
Yeah, so let's kind of get to this. Is there any trade target? So I'd like to kind of remind people this isn't the MLB, okay? I realize the Seahawks made 2 moves the last 2 seasons at the trade deadline. Don't expect that this year, and that's just for me. And I wasn't even expecting it the last 2 years. It's not the NFL, or it's sorry, it is the NFL. It's not the MLB. How's it going?
So, Steve,
Is there one particular guy you wouldn't mind them seeing go after before the deadline, or
yeah, Shaheed from the Saints. I still just worry a little bit about. I know the guys aren't getting the targets anyway, so I get the argument about Cooper Cup and all these guys aren't getting involved. I just worry we're depending a little bit too much on Horton, the rookie, to make those catches in big games. If that was a
Mhm.
playoff game versus the Texans, he would have had some really important drops. So I would like just some veteran presence back there that can sort of take the top off of defense. Not that JSN can't, but just another legitimate threat. To me, that makes sense. I would do. Everybody keeps saying offensive line, right? I don't think you're getting anybody.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say obviously the wish list is. We talked about this yesterday. It's right guard, right?
Right.
That's what we want. And like I said, not disrespecting Anthony Bradford, he's a hell of a right tackle compared to me, but I don't get paid millions of dollars to play in the NFL. So, uh, right guards don't grow on trees, neither do centers or right tackle or tackles. But if there's a guy that maybe we could bring in, I'm not really out there scouting offensive linemen, but maybe bring somebody in that could try to play right guard a little bit better than Anthony Bradford. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to happen. People are talking about JPJ, Jackson Powers Johnson. He's been in the doghouse with Pete. They'd be crazy to let that guy walk. I don't think that's really going to happen.
Jackson Powers,
Uh,
didn't he go to Oregon?
I don't know where he went to college actually, but
Sorry,
they're
keep
playing. But
going.
they're playing him at a position, of course, like Pete would do. He's been playing center all this time, and they moved him in at guard, and he's
Yeah, I
not
was
been
going to
doing it.
say it was the center of Oregon in 23.
Yeah, but they moved him out of position completely, and he's not doing as well. Understandably,
Well, then
at
that's
this
not good. We don't want to. We don't want him playing guard then for us.
well, people have said that you put him at a center, and you put maybe Sundell or somebody,
Nah, don't screw with
or
that.
yeah, I
We
agree.
caught lightning in a bottle right now with Sundell. I mean, knock on wood, because I did not expect there being 2 North Dakota State guys being good starters on our offensive linemen. Do not mess with that.
Okay, Sundell's
Better than
average to below average. He's actually part of the problem as well because he just doesn't have enough play strength sometimes.
That's
His
better than what we've seen the last few years. Trust me. He's
he's
better
better
than
than
Connor
Connor Williams.
Williams.
Yeah,
He's better than Connor Williams. Don't
yeah, he's
mess
better
with
than Connor.
anything. I can't go back to that.
That's true.
Sorry. Go
Dude
ahead.
literally retired mid-season, but yeah, I mean he's better than that. But that's a pretty low bar, right? Like that's Connor Williams probably played about as good as you would, right? I think that was
No,
pretty
no,
low.
he's got me beat. He's got Oluwatimi beat as well. Obviously, that we can go same thing with Oluwatimi that we can say about Christian Haynes. If you can't beat this guy out, then what are you doing, right?
Actually, I disagree. I think from everything I heard training camp reports
Hmm.
was that Olu was the starter, but Jalen Sundell had some really key. I mean, those preseason games were just insane level good, and
Hmm.
McDonald's all about competition, so he wasn't about to just give a guy his spot back just because he's back from injury. So basically, Jalen Sundell stole that one. He stole that one, and now they want to keep him together for continuity because he's not the
Terrible.
weakest link, right? Like he's serviceable.
Yeah, I don't want to
Oh,
mess with it right now.
yeah.
I really don't want to mess with center right now. I'm sorry.
I,
It's just after last year when the ball was snapped over Gino's head like 10 times. And then who was it? Evan Brown. He wasn't that good. And then who was Evan Brown's twin that played the year before or after him? We had like two white guys that looked identical that played center 2 years in a row. I don't know if you
Evan
remember that.
Brown and I know what you're talking about Evan Brown and
It was after Posick. There was like two guys in a row that played
yeah.
center.
Oh,
But
I think I've blanked it out just for my own my own like mental health. I think, but anyway, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know why I can't remember the names. It's probably because they're Amazon employees right now. So
yeah, probably not. They're probably living millionaire lifestyles still, hanging with the fam.
I don't know.
But
They didn't make that many millions. They made like
they made
3 million.
more millions than I did. um,
Taxes are real. I don't know. They might be working somewhere.
so,
Motivational speaking.
anyways, uh, Rashid Shaheed, you like? We
I do.
picked up a guy. I guess he's like a special teamer from the Saints. He's cut already. I don't know if you saw that. We talked about it yesterday on the show. We're like, oh, we got this guy Jones. Never heard of him, to be
Right.
completely honest with you.
Right.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. We got somebody for special teams. He's gone. So has to be one of the fastest jobs ever.
He
Um,
must have had an awful day of practice. I mean, he must have done everything wrong to get cut the same day you got hired, basically.
yeah. God, what else was I gonna say? Who would it would be nice to get D line help just because I think
Mhm.
this D line has been awesome, but you can never have too many defensive linemen. I think the NFL has showed you that. But overall, if they don't make any moves at the deadline, so be it. I'm content with what they have right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I'm not gonna be upset if they don't make any moves. I kind of want them to make a move just because it's more to me about the principle of you're good, you're trying to get closer to great type of thing. And from everything I hear, the draft is not nearly as good as it's been the past couple years anyway. So like
Well, I don't know if you watch college football. It's fun right now because it's not like it usually is, where there's that clear cut number one team in college football. The quarterbacks in college football this year. We just played God, not Nussmeyer, Altmaier last week, and he was supposed to be one of the guys from Illinois. And I'm watching, I'm like, this guy is not that good. And then Nussmeyer for LSU, same thing, not very good.
Mhm.
The Penn State quarterback was supposed to be a first round draft pick. He's out for the year. They say he had surgery. I'm pretty sure it's because Penn State sucks. Um, and then the other Arch Manning, turns out he's not the best quarterback, which I feel bad for him because he's pros and cons of being born with that last name, right? The pro
Yeah,
is he's put in this situation. The
right,
con is it is unreasonable expectations.
correct.
So, yeah, the draft ain't looking too good this year, but I'm sure they're just like every year. Maybe it's just gonna be like the 2000, what was that, 2013 draft, where like there was no great players, but there was a lot of solid depth in that draft, and I'm kind of assuming that's gonna be this year.
No, from what I saw, I listened to like Brandon Kane, Hawks Nest, and
Uh huh.
who's the other guy? Rob Staten. He does a lot of draft stuff, and both of those guys were saying like the depth is not good either. Because a lot of people were saying that last year that like the top end isn't great, but the depth was good. It's been for a couple years, but not this year.
Oh, really?
He tackle I heard it's a really strong position, but I haven't heard a lot of people say that there's anything else like out there like that. So yeah. Anyway,
There's gonna be some guys
there
that
will
come
be
out, obviously, and just I mean that's just how it is.
right.
You know, sleepers, everything, and then especially around the combine, we're gonna start drooling about a lot of these guys and watching their tape from the group of five school they play for, playing against
Yeah.
no opponents whatsoever. But I don't know. I love college football. It's awesome. I love it this year especially. So
It sounds like the NFL though, where the parody, like the NFL, is the same way. It's just you don't really know what to expect from week to week. But anyway, I said all that to say this: I
yeah.
could care less about the draft picks. If I would like for them to, have an aggressive mindset and try to build on what they've done, like they did I mean, people said that when they traded for Leonard Williams and then the season fell apart, that it was a pointless trade. But like, look how good he is now. Like it's that.
Mhm.
I mean, even though that backfired that season, that was still 100% the best thing you could have done for the team. And I like something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that, a second or a third round draft pick. I'm
Right.
not saying throw out a first round draft pick, because that's kind of where I don't want to trade a first round draft pick unless we're getting Miles Garrett, but we can't afford Miles Garrett because of the contract he just signed. So it's, you know, um, but yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a key player for a second or third, but I don't
Yeah.
know who it's going to be completely honest. But if they were to, that'd be cool.
I'd be cool if they traded Boye Mafe. I don't know how you feel about him, but
I like him.
I'm cool on him. I think he's fine. I just I wouldn't pay him unless he's taking like 12 million bucks a year. Like I wouldn't pay him. I don't even know if I pay him 12 bucks, 12 million. I mean, Chinna's getting that. Never mind. I'm just kidding. I don't want to pay him.
I do.
So
I
I'd let
don't
him
mind
walk.
him. I don't think so. This is Chen's last year, right?
He's
Under
got
his
1 year
contract.
left, I believe.
Okay. I don't know. Especially this year, like it's kind of like the Woolen thing. Like, do I think we bring him back? No. But the defensive lineman has been that rotation has been the key to our success on defense. And especially against the Texans game, boy, it really showed out. I kind of don't want to piss that room off. I don't want to piss that room off, if that makes sense. I don't want to make them disgruntled whatsoever. But then again, we got Derek Hall's coming back, right? And he's a perfect plug-in for Moffett. I don't want to move on from him. That's just me. That's just me being me.
I'm not big on him. I could let him go. I don't hate him. I think I'd rather somebody's got to go. I'd rather keep Rick Woolen. I like the depth at defensive line better. I mean, you've got the flexibility of Dexter Lawrence. They've been playing. They've been playing basically Lawrence and Chinna out at edge, and so
Mhm.
then D Hall and Malfa have been your rotation guys. I think you could manage with just D Hall, and Mike Morris has actually looked pretty good in a
Yeah.
rotational role as well. So like,
Let's talk about Byron Murphy. We haven't talked about him yet.
yes, we have not talked about Byron Murphy.
Yeah.
He had a
Um,
big year.
this is awesome. This is what we wanted him to look like. I think I talked a lot about the preseason shows. I've talked about one of the big keys is seeing Byron Murphy step up and going back to a game we talked about earlier, the Jaguars game. First play is sacked by Byron Murphy. Second play, holding call on their guard against Byron Murphy because he was going to get another tackle for loss.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been quite a game wrecker, and it's not just pass rushing, run defense, and this is what we wanted. I think I'm not saying he's Aaron Donald. I know a lot of us still think that oh man, Aaron Donald. No one's Aaron Donald, right? But he's playing at a very very high level, like he was supposed to be last year, and I think he's really taken a step forward.
Yeah. So the interesting thing with Byron is, by all accounts, last year his pass rush win rate was incredible. Even his rookie year, it's just they kept sticking him at the nose tackle, and so every time you look up, the guy's down on one knee holding a double team.
Hmm.
And so they finally given him some opportunities to eat. I think they play Jaron at nose a little bit more, kind of substitute those guys out. I feel like they could have done that last year, but whatever. So I'm not saying he hasn't improved his game, but I think part of it is just giving him the opportunity, because I believe he was just as talented last year. They misused him, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, no, and that comes not just coaching, but him himself, right? Getting used to a system. I mean, it's the first year, right? He's a rookie.
Right.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him for last year either, but I don't know, he's really coming to his own this year, and it's nice to see that. It's nice to see the defensive line also performing this well. We freaked out about nose tackle all off season. I don't know if you did. I know I did a little bit. And Hankins hasn't played at all. His back got hurt in August. I looked this up a couple weeks ago because I was like, where the hell has this guy been? Um, I don't think he's coming back ever.
No,
Uh, and still succeeding without that, you know, huge guy in the middle.
I'm not surprised, because if Mike McDonald felt like he needed a nose tackle, they
He'd have
would have
got
had
one.
one.
Yeah.
Like the way he moves with personnel, like he doesn't care. He doesn't care who you are. And so I figured, like, if he doesn't have this big heavy nose guy, he just doesn't feel like he needs it. And he didn't need it last year. I mean, what they needed was a linebacker. And then once they got Ernest Jones, everything took off.
Hmm.
So I really wasn't. It would have been nice, mostly just for my mental, so that I could like not be worried about them overplaying Byron Murphy at the nose too much. That was really it. That's the only reason why I wanted one.
Okay. Yeah. What else you got for me?
Let's see, who else haven't we not talked about? We haven't talked about. Well, I guess we kind of talked about Leonard Williams, but I just want to shout out Leonard Williams having heck of a year. I mean, we talked about the trade and everything, but in my opinion, he and Ernest Jones are the heartbeat of that defense,
Hmm.
and he's a month. I mean, first of all, he should have won, like at least been All Pro last year, and I hate that he's not
No,
going
he
to get
should
that
have
chance
at
for that.
least been a Pro Bowler. He wasn't
Yeah,
even a
like
Pro Bowler, let alone
crazy.
All Pro. All Pro actually matters. All Pro is something that matters, but to not even get selected to the Pro Bowl, which is everybody gets selected to the Pro Bowl. Tyler Huntley was selected to the Pro Bowl a couple years ago.
With 11 sacks, and it sucks because I know he's not going to get those stats again. But even though he's not getting those like monster stats, he's still, I think part of the rise of Byron Murphy is in large part because of how defenses play Leonard Williams. So um, him, Demarcus Lawrence. I didn't
Yeah,
have high
Demarcus Lawrence. We
expectations.
didn't really talk about Demarcus Lawrence either, because he
Yeah.
was a guy when we signed this offseason. I was like, why are we doing this? I mean,
Yeah.
he's old, right?
Yes.
And you've seen it when he's out there. You're like, holy shit, this guy still got it. As long as
Yes.
he's on the field, he's still got it. He is relentless.
Do you
Like you
think?
said earlier, yeah, relentless.
Do you
This whole
think if
group is.
the whole group is? Do you think if Demarcus Lawrence was healthy for that Bucks game that they would have won?
Maybe.
I think they do. I think he's a difference. I think he's that big of a difference. Like they just needed, or even if Reek Willen didn't go out, they just had so many injuries
A
that game.
warm body. Yeah,
It's
that's
just too
kind of.
many. It was too many to navigate. But
It was nasty because the first half defense against the Buccaneers, actually, we looked good. We stopped them a few times. But boy, that second half and then the Darnold interception to seal it. Um, so I didn't actually rewatch that interception until the next day because I was obviously there. And that's the one that went off the guy's helmet. When you're there, you can't see it come off the guy's helmet.
yeah,
So I thought that was like the worst throw I've ever seen in my life.
get I get
Eh,
that.
Everybody around me did too, because even if they did replay it on the jumbotron, who wants to watch that, right? Um. So yeah, the next day I had a little bit more grace for that interception. I think without that pick, we probably would have drove down the field and won. And
Definitely.
it just sucks because that 6-1 looks a hell of a lot better than 5-2. But then again, like to circle very, very back to the beginning of the show, I think last year's team against the Buccaneers probably lose instead of 38-35. We're probably losing 38-20. I don't even
Yes.
think we're really in that game. So
Yes. You can tell they're close, which is why I'd like for them to make a move or something because they really are on the cusp of greatness. They're not quite great yet because they
I don't
still.
think any team is though, at least in the NFC and even in the AFC this year. I mean, nobody's really looked unbeatable this year, and that's why it's as wide open as it gets. I don't see a team that I'm like, holy shit, I'm afraid to see that team in January, right?
Yeah, you're right. You 100% agree. I can't disagree with you at all. But I want them to be that great because they're so close, man. I can sense it. And honestly, like in my opinion, no
Hmm.
team is beating them. They just beat themselves. Like
Yeah.
they do stupid stuff. Can we talk about the trick plays?
Yeah, so thank God I was like I said, I drank too much during the Texans game. I peed. I was peeing during the Cooper Cup interception, so
Yeah,
that's good.
congrats.
I only heard it on the speaker, so I was yeah, that was bad. That was not good.
Terrible. Oh, I mean, oh, if you could have heard me in that moment, I think I dang near like woke the house up. I was just like, you gotta be kidding, because they were cooking offense. Like I'm like, they're driving down, they're gonna score, go up 3 scores, game's gonna be over. What the heck? And the Jalen Milrow stuff, like it's not the
I
first
was
time that's happened.
that as soon as you start talking, I come back to the Jalen Milrow. I was not peeing during that turnover. That was one of the worst plays I've ever seen. Um, dude, I'm like, take a knee, just drop down. You don't have to do anything. They read that it was an option. They covered. I think it was Charbonnet back there, right?
No, that was K9.
Okay. Well, they read the running back and they read him. They had two guys out there
It
on
was like
both of them.
it's like one of the worst toss plays I've ever seen.
Well, it was a read option, right? So it's like, okay, get the linebacker. You get one guy, make him choose you or him. They had two guys and they chose both of them. One guy took the running back, one guy took the quarterback. It's like, okay, get down. That
Well,
play
you
lost them the game as well as Jason Myers field goal and the Darnold interception.
no, I'm actually talking about the Jaguars game.
Okay, well, I'm talking about the Buccaneers game when he taught when that had to be the Buccaneers game, right?
No, there was a toss in the Jaguars game. They had him like toss it. Like there have been like 4 really bad Jalen Milrow plays, like one almost
Okay,
every game.
I'm pretty sure I'm talking about the Buccaneers one. I'm like
I think you're.
99.9% sure.
I don't disagree with you because they've done it like 3 or 4 times, and each time it's been stupid. It's been dumb every time. I think
Yeah,
I know what
we
you're talking about. It's coming back to me.
of course
Yep,
I can't find it now.
I know what you're talking about. But then no, that was actually different than I was talking about. I was talking about like the weird left-handed pitch play that like ended up getting like K9 couldn't catch it because it was a badly thrown ball, and then K9 ended up fumbling it in the Jaguars game.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I
now
meant
I can't
that
even
one,
think
but
of that. I'm just thinking I can see the
I
Buccaneers one in my head. I know it was here.
I remember the Buccaneers one now that you're talking about it.
The Buccaneers one, I know. Now that it's all coming back to me, and I know I was there because I looked to the guy to the left of me, and I said, "Why the fuck is Jalen Milrow in the game?"
Yes.
Sorry for my language on your
No,
channel,
you're good.
but foreshadowed that like crazy because I knew. I mean, with the way the offense is operating that whole game, I mean, we scored 35 points.
Yes.
Why are we pulling this out? And same to your point against the Texans. It was just weird. Like if we're dominating, you pull out trick plays when you don't think you can beat somebody, right? When you're a
Yes.
huge underdog, right? You do a fake punt, you do a fake field goal, stuff, flea flicker, stuff like that. But when you're clearly dominating the opponent, there's no need for trick plays.
No. I mean, I never thought I would be so against trick plays. I love trick plays. They're a
I
lot of
have been.
fun.
I have been for a long time. As soon as I forget what it was a college football documentary a long time ago, and they were playing some bowl game, and as soon as the other team called a trick play in the first quarter, the coach goes, "Well, they know they can't beat us straight up. Now we know that." And that just gave them all the confidence in the world. Because it's like, yeah, that is true, right? Why pull out a trick play if you're just dominating the other team?
I agree. I mean, I it's like the timing of it. I can see I'm actually cool with doing it if you're dominating the other team. Just make sure you're up like 3 scores at least. Like give yourself the wiggle room to like if it goes wrong. If you're gonna I think it's like I think he's doing it's like a heat check. You gotta have like a streak before you can do a heat check. Like you just can't do a heat check in the middle of like a very competitive game.
Yeah, I don't get it because without those without not even trick plays, because the Jalen Milrow plays aren't even really trick plays; they're just designed for him. Which I'm happy we see Barner in there for the tush push and not Milrow, right?
Right.
um, so yeah, just yeah, I guess just the timing, and it seems like every time they try something weird like that, it doesn't work. Like maybe they're like, all right, we've failed at this miserably so many times. Like, can we really fail again? And then they do it and they fail again. And they're like, oh, damn, next time. Next time is the time we get them, right? So,
Yeah. Now for sure. But other than that, what have been your thoughts on the Kubiak like offense as a whole, despite the crazy trick plays?
I've loved it. I think I said earlier, it's a lot of it is kind of what I thought we were going to see last year.
Yeah.
Just with the motion stuff. And it's not like crazy shit, but I mean, last year, I mean, it was like, and you see Alabama now, and I think there was definitely butting heads between Grubb and McDonald last year. I don't think we really got to see Ryan Grubb's offense be Ryan Grubb's offense. And because you see what he's doing back at Alabama, and I get that's college football, but you're not just going to completely change everything you've been doing for one season and then go back to what you were doing before.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, I don't know. I'm happy. I think the vibes are better between the two coaches. I think they get
Yeah.
along a little bit. It does sound like a broken record every week when we hear Mike McDonald say, "Well, we got to run the football better. We got to run the football better." And I get tired of hearing that
Mm.
because like us as fans can say it, but we've heard Pete say it since like 2015, right? We heard him every weekend. We got to run the ball. We just got to run the football better. I think maybe he's the reason I'm getting tired of it. And also to the fans out there, okay, that want to see us run it up the gut every play. If if we can't just do that. That's not something we can do. Otherwise, the defense is going to know what you're doing. That's another thing I don't get. But no, I've enjoyed this year a lot. I think they've been able to put up the necessary amount of points for how well this defense is performing.
Yeah, I would agree. The only thing that frustrates me about the running game, honestly, I know they're not efficient with the run
Mhm.
game, but they are like they think they lead the lead in the league right now when it comes to running attempts. So like it's not like they're not trying enough, right?
Yeah,
They're facing a lot of stacked boxes, and so that's kind of what you get. I don't mind necessarily an inefficient running game. I just feel like it's almost self sabotage because I don't love the 50-50 split thing that's going on with Charbonnet and K9. Both of those guys seem like they do better when they get in a rhythm. And like both of them are constantly out of rhythm. So I think you kind of get the worst of them both,
the reason
honestly.
I the reason I don't hate the 50-50 split is because of the injury history we've seen with number 9.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I mean, if we would have seen him not injured, for the first 3 years that he was here, it'd be one thing. But uh, sorry to cut you off, but
No, no, you're good.
I know we're running short. But the stutter steps from Charbonnet sometimes and K9, same thing, but K9's a lot more explosive than Charbonnet, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. It at
Yeah.
least the eye test. Um, the stutter steps in the backfield have to stop because there's a lot of play, third and short, right?
Yeah.
When they're like, "Oh shit, can I break this out?" No, just run straight, dude. I'm sorry. Just I know there's not a hole anywhere, but you have to realize that it's 3rd and 1. It's not 2nd and 1. It's 3rd and 1, and you have to get, like you said, every blade of grass earlier. How our defense is, that's how our offense should be on 3rd and short situations while running the football.
Yeah. K9's vision is so bad. And then, like you said, even
Sometimes,
Charbonnet.
because sometimes his vision is like, holy shit, how do you see that? Like the cutback lanes.
Sure.
But
But
yeah,
Charbonnet, especially Charbonnet, is I think it annoys me more with Charbonnet because, like you said, he doesn't have the like upside of like making up for it. And K9,
mhm.
at least he can make up for it, and a lot of times he does. But Charbonnet sometimes looks in fact they're looking like reminds me of the Flintstones. When they're just
Mhm.
standing in place
Yeah,
and their feet are just going. Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like.
yeah. I mean, going back to like Sean Alexander days, he used to do that shit all the time. When I was a kid, my dad would just get pissed off, and I think that's why quit the, quit the stutter step, and that's what they do all the time. But
Yeah, so that's
yeah, I guess.
frustrating.
What are your projections? Sorry, I know we're running tight
Yeah,
here,
we're
but
running out.
what are your projections for the rest of the year? Like, how do you see the year unfolding?
I had them at 11 and 7. No, 11 and 6. 11 and 6 is what I had them at. So I think I'm still there. I think
Me
I'm
too.
still in that range. I'm tempted to bump it up a game, but I feel like the Seahawks will probably mess
Drop
up
some.
some game. Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
piss me off and lose a game I feel like they should have won. So I'm gonna stick with 11. I don't know if that's enough to win the NFC West though.
Okay. Well, shorter term picture. How are you feeling about Sunday night? Because I'm feeling pretty damn good about Sunday night.
I almost feel too good about Sunday night. You know how you're like so
Yeah.
confident. It reminds me of like the Giants game when you feel like the Giants game the Russell Wilson I was at 22 something like that where it's
I
so
was
obvious it's like Colt McCoy or somebody and like
that
you
was my Saints game this year
yeah
because I was like I was actually more nervous for the Saints game than I think any other game this year.
really a trap game
Not because I thought, yeah, trap game. Because not because I thought we were gonna lose, but I'm like, damn, if we lose, this is gonna suck because it's
Yeah.
gonna be like the Giants game, not 22, but last year, right, where we should,
Yes.
where we should have mopped the floors with those guys.
Yes.
But I don't know. I don't think Washington's a trap game. I don't even know if Jaden Daniels plays or not. But
He
uh,
does.
the you think he does?
I think it is. They say he's practicing full all week. So unless he has a setback.
See, I don't like the guy, but Schefter did say yesterday, do not be surprised if you see Jaden Daniels out one more week.
I missed that. He said that yesterday?
On the Pat McAfee show, it was in little. I was watching something else on the Pat McAfee show, and I saw it in the very bottom, the
Hmm.
ticker.
Okay. Well, I felt confident about him playing before now. Now you're right. If that's the case, it does give me a little bit of doubt. But I was pretty sure he was going to play. I don't really care though because the defense is so bad.
Yeah,
The Commanders' defense is awful.
yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard they're not just. I haven't just so we have a very good run defense. They can't run the ball, and I believe their best running back they traded to the 49ers at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Maybe it was before the season started. So if Daniels plays, or even Mariota, because Mariota's still kind of quick, just contain him. I know McLaurin's not going to play, right? So this is a very winnable game. We're in our throwbacks. They're in their throwbacks from 2020, which is crazy how I have a.
That is weird.
It's crazy how I have a Robert Griffin III throwback Commanders jersey. I think it's hilarious.
It is. It is. But I didn't know they were going to be in theirs too. But the Seahawks are like 2-3 in right now though, so they would need to win this game to like officially break
Are we
even
2-3?
in
Yeah, we
in those uniforms. Yeah,
beat the
because
Broncos.
it's a
Lost
lot
the
of divisional games.
lost the 49ers.
Mm.
Whatever. We still look good. We're good.
We will. It'll be primetime football. It'll be a good time. I think, I'm a little nervous, but I think it's me overthinking it. Ultimately, I think the Seahawks should be fine. They need to be fine. If they lose this game, it's going to put me in a tailspin a little bit because they can't afford to lose in this NFC West. But, but
Especially
yeah,
the 49ers keep pulling games out of their asses. I realize they lost last week, but I'm like, some of the games they win, I'm like, how is this happening? You saw us against the Saints, I'm assuming. You watched us against the Saints, and that was one of the first games in a long time where in the first quarter I was like, okay, this game's over
yep,
already.
yeah.
And since the Legion of Boom days, I haven't felt like that. I mean, like I said, the Texans game, I wasn't nervous the whole time. Like, especially the first half, we were scoring pretty good. That Saints game, I'm like, these guys aren't coming back. And it's like 21-0 in the first quarter. The 49ers almost lost to them the week before that.
Yes.
So you see them do that, and then they'll go out and beat somebody really good too, and they have like nobody besides Christian McCaffrey playing. So I don't know what they're doing. I think the wheels fall off that team eventually. I don't know when it is, but it's the Rams I'm more worried about than the 49ers or the Cardinals.
It's just the 49ers have such an easy schedule. It's not because I'm actually scared of the 49ers. It's just that their schedule is. Have you
Well,
seen
when you
Russell's
finish in
schedule?
fourth place, in the division, you get an easy schedule, right? That's how they do it. They go fourth place teams against fourth place teams from last year. Oh, you're not very good last year. We'll do this. That's how they keep parity, right? But I don't know. I just don't. I realized we lost to them. I felt like we should have beat them,
Yeah.
and I'm not afraid of them. It's
No,
crazy because they beat us like a drum lately, but yeah.
not like a drum this time. They
No, I
won
just
by a
mean
hair this week.
lately since Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that's
They've
fair.
continually beat us except one time, but
Yes.
it's just I don't know. I think we got him last game of the season. So
Question: Are you rooting for them to win the division to get the home game? Like, would you rather them play the playoff game at home? Because I think I'd actually rather them be a wild card. They play better on the road.
us,
Yeah, like Seahawks. Let's say they make the playoffs, right? I think either way they still make the
it's
playoffs.
got to end. I made a joke. I think it was last week. It was before the Texans game. And I go to all the Seahawks games. I'm like, can we just stop playing at home? I mean, it sucks. It's got to end at some point. The imbalance has to end. Either we get better at home or worse on the road. There's no way it can continue like this. There was I don't know if you've ever heard. I believe it was the 2000 Giants. They lost to the Ravens in the Super Bowl, and they could not win at home that season, the first half of the season. So what their coach did, I think it was Coughlin, said, okay, well, we're going to treat every game like a road game. We're going to stay in a team hotel at home, down the street from the stadium. And it worked for them. They went to the Super Bowl. And I'm thinking, God, you got to do something like that. Because obviously there's something not right.
He's joked about it. He said he didn't want to he didn't want to rally in the locker room. He'd make him unpopular. So I'm gonna see if they can clean it up. I think part of it has been, if you look at their schedule, the teams they played at home were way better than their road opponents. Like their home opponents were the better teams. Yeah, I give them a little bit of I think there'll be some regression to the mean, just because it's been such a clear. All of their harder games have been at home. So I think that part is just unfortunate, but at some point it does have to, balance itself out. But for a playoff situation, honestly,
lately,
I trust them better on the road.
Me too. And my baby's due January 15th, so I'm not going regardless. It doesn't matter. So I don't care where they play.
Fair enough, man. Anything else you want to cover? I think that's pretty much all I got. Final prediction. Oh wait, what's your final prediction record for the team?
12 wins. I'll go out on a limb and say it. They're on pace for 10-4 right now. The next 7 games.
7, yeah.
So, and then kind of split the last. I'm bad at math. Split the last 3, whichever way, 11, 12 wins. I think that's where we're at.
Yeah, I think so. I'm with you.
All right. Well, thanks for having me. Sorry I talked your ear off.
No. As always, a pleasure. Tell the folks what you got coming up, content-wise, and then we'll get us on up out of here.
All right. So I will be doing my show Wednesday on Seahawk Talk on YouTube.
Where can they find you? Seahawks Talk?
Yeah, Seahawk Talk on YouTube. That's it. Twitter, Joe Stevens 39. And then I think on Sunday I might be streaming part of the game with my co-host of Seahawk Talk. Or cool. Seahawks Coast to Coast. Sorry.
Yeah, awesome. Great stuff. Well, Joe, I really appreciate you being on. It's been a while. Great to catch up with you. All right, be sure to follow the show at Seahawks365 on X. Also follow the show. And as always, go Hawks.
Hell yeah.